Do you ever find yourself avoiding a task just because it seems too hard? You stop before you even start? What if I told you that the difficulty you perceive may not be real? The truth is, we all have a tendency to overestimate the difficulty of a task, especially when you're feeling overwhelmed or anxious. This can lead you to avoiding challenges which could help you grow and learn. In this video, we'll explore the paradox of difficulty. That's the idea that the things that seem most difficult or daunting or too great to overcome might actually be the ones that offer the greatest rewards. We'll discuss things like why you perceive tasks as difficult, the consequences of avoiding them, and strategies for overcoming your own resistance to the unknown. So if you're ready to embrace a new perspective on difficulty and unlock your full potential, keep watching. The paradox of difficulty, aka the perception of difficulty, is the idea that the perceived level of difficulty of a task may be influenced by your psychological factors. For example, your level of self-confidence, your mindset, and your emotions. Seneca said, "It's not because things are difficult that we do not dare, it's because we do not dare that they're difficult." At its core, the paradox of difficulty is a phenomenon that can prevent you from taking action and pursuing your goals. When you perceive something as too difficult, you can feel discouraged or overwhelmed, which leads to procrastination, avoidance, or even giving up altogether. However, if you shift your perception and see it as a more manageable or approachable, you might be more likely to take action and make progress. Once you have a firm understanding of this, you can begin overcoming your perceived limitations and taking action with more confidence and determination. This can involve reframing negative self-talk, seeking support from others, breaking down tasks into smaller steps, embracing growth mindset, that is, seeing challenges as opportunities for growth and learning. Let's talk about psychology of perceived difficulty for a bit. Our perception of difficulty is influenced by a range of psychological factors. Things like fear of failure, overestimation of effort, lack of confidence, stress, anxiety, and so on. On top of that list is negativity bias. It refers to our tendencies to focus more on the negative than on the positive. This served us well in ancient history. When you were in a bush with a friend and something sounded like a tiger, you were better off to run away than your friend who stayed to check, maybe it's a rare bird, and became a snack. This used to serve us well in the past, but nowadays it gets you focused on all the obstacles that might materialize on your way to the goal, and that causes you to feel overwhelmed. Negative bias can also lead to negative self-talk. You tell yourself you're not good enough to go through all the obstacles at once, which leads to fear of failure. When you're afraid of failing, you're more likely to tense up, which will make accomplishing whatever you set your mind on more difficult to achieve than if you were relaxed and focused. It gets even worse the farther away the goal is from your current circle of competence. What it doesn't take into account is that as you start your journey, you'll learn new things, you'll gain new skills, and you'll sharpen the existing ones. Past experiences and beliefs about your abilities also shape your perception of difficulty. If your next challenge reminds you of some negative experience you had before, you're more likely to see the challenge as more difficult and it will be harder to attempt. Same thing happens if you believe things like, "I'm not the type of person who ... or "I'll never be able to ... All this contributes to stress and anxiety. When you're stressed or anxious, your mind becomes more focused on potential threats and dangers and tries to find a safe place for you. And by definition, everything new is unknown and has its own unknown threats. This makes you see more negative than positive and therefore closes the circle of negativity bias. So by understanding these psychological factors, you can have more compassion for yourself and start challenging your assumptions of difficulty. You can start by reframing negative self-talk towards growth-oriented mindset that we mentioned previously. So what's the big deal? Why wouldn't you just avoid anything hard? You can live an easy life and all that. Why not? Sure, if you stick your hand in the sand, you won't see the scary thing, but you'll also miss the opportunity to get to know it, learn how to deal with it, and gain some skills. If you run away from challenges, your self-confidence will diminish. It may happen slowly, but it will happen. Keep telling yourself that you can't handle new things and you'll slowly start believing it. You know the saying, what's the saying? Tell a lie enough and it becomes the truth. This self-doubt can spill over into other areas of your life. Just because you avoided a task, it doesn't mean it went away. The thought of it usually still lingers somewhere in the back of your mind and every now and then reminds you of the consequences of living the life of avoidance, fear, and not living up to your full potential. It becomes even harder and harder to face new challenges. So now that you know all the bad things about it, are you ready to learn how to overcome this? Number one, break it down. One of the most effective ways to overcome a perceived difficulty is to break the task down into smaller, more manageable steps. By doing this, you can focus on one piece of the puzzle at a time, which can make the overall task feel a lot less overwhelming. Number 2, seek support. Ask for advice, guidance, feedback. Talk to your colleagues, friends, family members. When you have a network of people who are there to help you, it's going to be a lot easier to start a new challenge because you're not doing it alone. You have other people to support you. Number 3, focus on process, not perfection. James Clear, the New York Times bestselling author of Atomic Habits, suggests to start with an incredibly small habit. Increase your habits in very small ways. As you build up, break habits into chunks. When you slip, get back on track quickly. Be patient. Stick to a pace you can sustain.
Number 4,
embrace the growth mindset. Finally, adopting growth mindset can be incredibly helpful in overcoming perceived difficulty. Recognize that challenges and setbacks are opportunities to learn and grow rather than indicators of failure. By embracing a growth mindset, you can approach difficult tasks with a sense of curiosity and openness, which can help you overcome your fear. Remember, it's not because things are difficult that we don't dare, it's because we don't dare that they're difficult. By understanding the paradox of difficulty and the psychology behind your perceptions of challenging tasks, you can start breaking through your own resistance to the unknown and unlock your full potential. Next time you're faced with a daunting challenge, take a deep breath, reframe your thinking, break it down in smaller steps, seek support, and embrace the growth mindset. Best of luck on your journey of growth and self-discovery.